Hello students, this is Sudeep Yadav from Spectrum Chemistry. And students, if you are first time visiting to my channel, so please like and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get best explanation of NCERT book class 7th subject science. And students, if you are watching this video, so please go to my playlist and watch the previous part of this chapter to create a better understanding for this chapter. And students, in this video, we are going to discuss about the chemical change with the help of activities. So let's start students. The first statement, the first heading, the first topic which we are going to discuss, that is the chemical change. A chemical change occurs when two or more chemical substances react to form a new product that have an entirely different set of the properties. Means if there is any change in which you are getting a new compound, a new product, and this compound having a totally different kind of the property from its reactant, at that time this kind of the change will known as the chemical change. A chemical change is mostly irreversible, means this change will be a permanent change, this will be the irreversible. For example, cooking food, that is a irreversible change, and this is the chemical change. Ripening of fruit, this is also is a permanent change, this is a irreversible change. Lightening a matchstick, again of aging of leaves and digestion of food, etc. These all are the changes which are the irreversible changes and are the permanent change, and you can say these all are the chemical changes. So students, now comes to the next topic, that is rusting of iron. This is very important. Okay, so what is rusting? Let's see students. When an iron object is left exposed to moist air, it chemically reacts with oxygen and water in the air to form a red brown flaky substance called rust. So this is the rust. The process of rusting can be represented by the following equation. So here by the help of equation we can understand what will the product will form during this process. So first of all, let's see, there is a iron. When iron will exposed to the atmospheric oxygen or in humid atmosphere in presence of the moisture, that will be the water droplets, so it will convert into the rust, that is known as the iron oxide. So the chemical formula for the rust, this is the iron oxide. Rusting occurs in the presence of both oxygen and water. The more humid the air, the faster the rusting occurs. Means if there is a more humidity in the atmosphere, at that time the rusting process will more faster. The rust slowly eats away or corrodes the iron. This is very important. So what will happen, what will take place during the rusting? During the rusting, the metal, the iron will corrode, leading to considerable loss. Since iron is used in making bridges, ships, cars, trucks, bodies, and many other articles, the monetary loss due to the rusting is huge. So these are the, you can say, consequences of the rusting. Now next, prevention of rusting. How we can prevent the rust? Okay, so let's see students. Rusting can be prevented by not allowing the iron to come in contact with moisture and air. which is a very crucial factor to do the process of rusting. Both three factors are very important. Okay, that is the air and the humidity and the water droplets which are existing in the atmosphere. The simplest method to coat the iron with the oil, by the oil we can prevent it by applying grease or the paint. This is also method by which we can prevent it. Okay, these coats should be applied regularly to prevent the rusting. So these all method, by the help of these method we can prevent our articles, that is the metal articles, by the help from the rusting. So these all are the methods. Okay, now next, the rusting process not only will takes place with the iron, it can also be takes place with the copper articles. Okay, there is a number of the copper articles we have seen. Okay, so what will be takes place with the copper article? Let's see. In case of rusting of copper, the metallic copper reacts with oxygen, carbon dioxide and atmospheric moisture and develops a green colored coating. Do you know about this green color coating? Which compound will form during this process that is responsible to show the color of the green coat on the surface of the copper metal? So let's see students, what compound is responsible to impartation of the color, that is the blue color on the surface, that is the green color on the surface of the copper. So let's see student, what will be the chemical reaction? So when the copper will react with atmospheric moisture, that is the water, plus carbon dioxide gas plus oxygen, at that time during this process, during the chemical reaction, the copper hydroxide and copper carbonate both will products form during this process, and both the compounds are responsible to show the color of the green color on the surface of the copper metal. Okay, so these are the chemical compounds. Now students, let's see activity number 6.6. Number first, procedure. Take a thin strip of magnesium and then we have to be rub it by the help of the sandpaper. Why we have to be rub it by the help of the sandpaper? Because there will be some impurities can be exist on the surface of the magnesium ribbon in the form of the its oxide. Okay, now we will hold it by the help of the tongue and then we will be bring it to near a flame. Okay, now let's see what will be the observation. It will burn with brilliant white light, leaves behind powdery ash called magnesium oxide. This is a new substance. Okay, so here this new substance having a totally different kind of the properties from its reactant. And what was the reactant? Reactant was magnesium and another reactant was oxygen. Okay, so both having the different properties, but after the chemical reaction, whatever the compound has been formed during this process, this compound having a totally different properties from its reactant. So means this change is also a chemical change because we can't reverse this process. Okay, so from the magnesium oxide we can't reverse it into the magnesium and the oxygen. Is it clear? Okay, now conclusion. Change is chemical, means whatever the change has been takes place after the chemical reaction, this is a change is chemical. Okay, means this is the chemical change. Okay, so what will be the equation? Let's see. This is the magnesium ribbon and when you have exposed it over the flame, okay, So during this process it will react in presence of oxygen, okay, and it will convert into magnesium oxide. So this is the product. Now observation. Further observation means observation as when dissolved in water, means we are going to test about its nature. Either it will be acidic or either it will be basic. So how we can identify it? By the help of the litmus paper. So let's see how we will identify its nature. What will be its property, acidic property or the basic property will shown by it. Okay, so let's see. So as when dissolved, that is the magnesium oxide dissolved in water, forms new substance, that is magnesium hydroxide. So what is the conclusion? This change is also will be a chemical change. Okay, equation. Let's see equation. What will be equation? So magnesium oxide when react with water, it will convert into magnesium hydroxide, and this magnesium hydroxide solution we have to be test by the help of the litmus paper. Test with blue and the red litmus paper. So observation, let's see when you will be tested by the help of the blue or the red litmus paper. Okay, so let's see. Red litmus paper turns blue, okay, and blue litmus remains unchanged. So why it's happen? So let's see, student. As we know that when a red litmus paper will turns its color into blue, so means the given solution with which we have treated it, okay, so this solution will be a basic solution. And when you are having a blue litmus paper and you are treating it with the given solution and there is a no color change will observe during the process, so at the time you can say this solution is a basic solution, okay, where the blue litmus paper will not change its color. Okay, now conclusion. Magnesium hydroxide is a base. Okay, so this is the conclusion. Because red litmus paper, when we have treated it with the magnesium hydroxide solution, it has changed its color into the red. So by the help of this activity we have identified that what will be the nature of the magnesium hydroxide. Now students, come to the next activity, activity number 6.7. So let's see. Procedure. Dissolve a teaspoon of copper sulfate in water and the color of the copper sulfate will be the blue color. Okay. Add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Okay. Solution is blue. Okay, means this is the blue solution. Okay. Put nail or blade in solution, means in this solution we have to place a nail, that is the iron nail, or a blade, okay, that is the iron blade. Okay, leave for half an hour, and this solution we have to leave for a 1.5. Okay, and after that time what will be our observation? So let's see what will be our observation. So observation, color of solution changes to green. Iron has brown deposit on it. So what is the reason behind it? There is a reason that the copper sulfate solution having a copper metal, okay, and this copper metal has been replaced by the iron. Okay, and why iron has replaced the copper from the copper sulfate solution? Because iron is a more reactive element, a more reactive metal, which having a tendency to replace a less reactive metal from its aqueous solution. Okay, so this is the reason behind it. The color has been changed of that solution, that will be a greenish color. Okay, so conclusion, let's see conclusion. Copper sulfate and iron react to form a new substance, iron sulfate. Iron gets a brown copper deposit on it another new substance. So let's see here, color change. Copper sulfate initially was the blue color, and after the chemical reaction, the copper, all the copper has deposit on the surface of the iron. Okay, and the iron takes place its position in the in its salt. Okay, so that is the iron sulfate has formed inside that solution, and this, due to this iron sulfate, its color has been changed, and its color has been changed into the greenish color. So this is the activity by which we have identified the replacement process, and the color change has been takes place during this process. So let's see, here equation given. When iron has been placed inside the copper sulfate solution, so the copper has been replaced by the iron. Okay, and the new compound has been formed, that is the ferrous sulfate, and copper has deposited on the surface of the iron. Now next, activity number 6.8. Now first procedure, let's see. Take vinegar, that is also known as a acetic acid, in a glass beaker and add a pinch of baking soda, that is also known as a sodium hydrogen carbonate, to it. We will observe a gas bubble coming out of the beaker. This is due to the release of carbon dioxide. Means when you will be take vinegar and you will dissolve it with the acetic acid. Okay, so at that time the chemical reaction will takes place, and during this chemical reaction a carbon dioxide gas will evolve. This is due to the release of the carbon dioxide. Okay, the bubble which you will be observe in that apparatus in which the chemical reaction is going on. Okay, so these bubbles are due to the producing of the carbon dioxide gas. Okay, this can be confirmed by the making the gas produced pass through freshly prepared lime water. And how we can identify that whatever the gas is evolving in this apparatus, this is a carbon dioxide gas? So by the help of the another experiment. So what is the another experiment? When you will be pass, here you can see in this diagram, here you can see the chemical reaction is going on here in this portion. Okay, in this portion. Okay, so the gas is evolving during this chemical reaction, and this gas is a carbon dioxide gas. Okay, and when you will place a cork with a bending tube. Okay, this is a bending tube. Okay students, so when you will place a cork over this apparatus in which the chemical reaction is going on with the vinegar and the baking soda, the gas is evolving, that is the carbon dioxide, which you can identify by the help of the bubbles which will evolve during the chemical reaction. Okay, and when you will pass this gas by the help of the bending tube, okay, into the another apparatus in which we have taken calcium hydroxide solution. Okay, so this calcium hydroxide solution is also known as slack lime. Okay, so when you will pass this carbon dioxide gas solution inside this, so at that time the new compound will form, that will be a calcium carbonate. Okay, that is the calcium carbonate. So students, let's see, the lime water turns milky. Why? Due to the formation of the calcium carbonate. Okay, when carbon dioxide is passed through it due to the formation of the calcium carbonate. Okay, which we have discussed already. Okay, now let's see equations. Here this is the acetic acid, student, this is the acetic acid, and this is the sodium bicarbonate. Okay, and there is a chemical reaction is going on. Okay, and what will the product? The sodium acetate. This is a salt. Sodium acetate is the salt, and water as well as the carbon dioxide gas will evolve with the bubbles, and this carbon dioxide gas, when you will pass it in the second equation, you can see when this carbon dioxide gas will pass with lime water, that is also known as a slack lime. Okay, so this compound, these reactants will react to each other. These reactants, 1 and 2 reactants, okay, these both reactants when react to each other, they will form a new compound, that is the calcium carbonate. And due to this calcium carbonate formation, the solution color of the calcium hydroxide will becomes a milky color, okay, and water will produce. So this is the chemical reaction which is going on during this experiment. Formation of precipitate. In some chemical changes, the product formed separates from the solution and form a different mass of layer. This insoluble solid is called the precipitate. Okay students, for example, in reaction between the copper sulfate and hydrogen sulfide, copper sulfide and sulfuric acid are formed. The copper sulfide formed is given out as a precipitate. So this is the formation of precipitate. So I hope students you must have enjoyed this video. So thank